Barney Fushimi Hajiro, Japanese, September 16, 1916 – January 21, 2011, was an American combat veteran of World War II who received the Medal of Honor, the highest United States military award for valor. Hajiro was born in Hawaii, the second to the eldest of 9 children born to Japanese immigrant parents. His parents had moved from Hiroshima to Maui during World War I. 2 of his siblings died in infancy. The family was poor, and Hajiro left school to work, first in the sugarcane fields of Maui and later as a stevedore in Honolulu. 2 months after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, he was drafted into the U.S. Army and performed menial labor as part of an engineering battalion. In March 1943, Hajiro volunteered to be part of the Army's all-Nisei 442nd Regimental Combat Team. 6 The 442nd was mostly made up of second-generation American citizens of Japanese descent from Hawaii and the mainland. The unit was sent to Europe and in May 1944 fought the Germans in Italy, north of Rome. From there the 442nd was redeployed to France. On October 19, 1944, the 442nd was fighting near Breurs and Bifontaine in eastern France, and over the next 10 days, Hajiro, a private in Company I, repeatedly distinguished himself in battle. He exposed himself to enemy fire while assisting an Allied attack on October 19, and 3 days later he and a comrade ambushed an 18-man enemy patrol. On October 29, during the rescue of the so-called Lost Battalion, which had been surrounded by German forces in the Vosges Mountains, he single-handedly destroyed 2 German machine gun emplacements. Afterwards, in another firefight, he was shot in the shoulder and wrist, leaving his left arm partially paralyzed. He was able to rejoin the 442nd in Monte Carlo, but was barred from further combat duty. He was then sent back to the United States to recover. Hajiro was recommended for the Medal of Honor for his actions in October 1944. He received the Distinguished Service Cross 8 and the World War II Victory Medal before he was honorably discharged. In 1948, he was awarded the Military Medal by the British government. 9 A 1990s review of U.S. military service records for personnel of Asian descent who had received the Distinguished Service Cross during World War II led to Hajiro's Distinguished Service Cross being upgraded to the Medal of Honor. President Bill Clinton presented Hajiro the Medal of Honor during a ceremony at the White House on June 21, 2000. 21 other former U.S. military personnel of Asian descent also received the Medal of Honor during the ceremony, 15 of them posthumously. In 2004, the French awarded Hajiro the Legion of Honor. Hajiro was the oldest living World War II Medal of Honor recipient for 7 months. He died on January 21, 2011, in Waipahu, Hawaii. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Private Barney F. Hajiro distinguished himself by extraordinary heroism in action on 19/22 and October 29, 1944, in the vicinity of Bruyères and Bifontaine, eastern France. Private Hajiro, while acting as a sentry on top of an embankment on October 19, 1944, in the vicinity of Bruyères, France, rendered assistance to Allied troops attacking a house 200 yards away by exposing himself to enemy fire and directing fire at an enemy strongpoint. He assisted the unit on his right by firing his automatic rifle and killing or wounding 2 enemy snipers. On October 22, 1944, he and 1 comrade took up an outpost security position about 50 yards to the right front of their platoon, concealed themselves, and ambushed an 18-man, heavily armed, enemy patrol, killing 2, wounding 1, and taking the remainder as prisoners. On October 29, 1944, in a wooded area in the vicinity of Bifontaine, France, Private Hajiro initiated an attack up the slope of a hill referred to as Suicide Hill by running forward approximately 100 yards under fire. He then advanced ahead of his comrades about 10 yards, drawing fire and spotting camouflaged machine gun nests. He fearlessly met fire with fire and single-handedly destroyed 2 machine gun nests and killed 2 enemy snipers. As a result of Private Hajiro's heroic actions, the attack was successful. Private Hajiro's extraordinary heroism and devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon him, his unit, and the United States Army.